Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character reader by me, so let's get into it. Child. Child actually doesn't wear many shorts, but he has a lot of them because he's always going on vacations to Mondstadt or other places that were not, Snezhnaya where it was dead cold. And for that occasion, when you went to Lia again, and since you forgot to bring any of your shorts, you decided to wear one of his. And also because you wanted to wear his clothes, but that was not the main point. You put it on, and it was kind of comically big, dropping down past your knees. He was really tall for some reason. And when he saw you in it, he smiled, picking you up and kissing you. You look really beautiful in those. You know, I don't mind you stealing mine, he said. And you just laughed softly. And since you didn't mind, you stole a lot of his clothes later. Does he regret saying that? Not at all. He kinda likes it. And he encourages your habits by buying more and more stuff that could fit both of you. Albedo. Albedo actually has a lot of shorts, even though he lives in Dragonstein mostly. He goes there a lot, and even though he's supposed to live in Mondstadt, he kind of partially lives in those two places. And he's got really used to the cold. You don't know how, to be honest. And one of those times, you end up using one of his shorts once you go to Mondstadt. He really had a lot of heavy clothes, and it was a really hot day. He didn't have many shorts to wear, and you wanted one of his cute ones. Not to mention, you haven't worn any of Albedo's stuff before, so you're excited for the idea. And you decided to keep it as a surprise, wanting to see how caught off guard he would be. And when you put it on and went over to him, he just looked at you for a moment, processing, and then you confirmed that it was his, smirking softly as he pulled you close to him, telling you that it looks good on you. And the entire time you were sitting next to him, he had a hand on your thigh, while you're blushing, kind of regretting the attention he had on you the entire time. Not really, though. You're just flustered. But you liked the way he was being. But next time, you would have to be more emotionally ready. Or he were going to be really flustered. Because this was just the beginning. There was a lot more to come. Venti. Venti almost exclusively wears shorts. He's just in love with that style. And even though you think it's sunny, since most of them are a little bit too big, you just let him do whatever he wants. But one day, he really just wanted to wear one of his shorts. You can't find any green ones. And you thought that it wouldn't hurt to try one of his. They were almost the same size anyway. So you put it on and it was a little bit too tight. But it would do. And you were staying at home anyway. Wrong choice. Because Venti kept teasing you the entire time you were passing him by. Catcalling you as if you were just a stranger on the street. And making funny jokes about you. It was kind of funny, to be honest. But you were blushing the entire time. And by the end of it, you were just sick of him making jokes. And you threw up all at his face, telling him to shut up. But apparently, seeing your irritation was a motivator for him, teasing you even more. He was such a person to put up with, a menace to society. But that's why you loved him. Kazuha. Kazuha probably prefers to wear shorts at home. And even though he doesn't wear them a lot outside without, long socks underneath, he doesn't mind them at all when he's inside. And you soon realize his preference. And since you're kind of hesitant about getting one, you feel like it wasn't really your style and you didn't feel confident in them, you wanted to try his. You wouldn't end up buying one and wasting it afterwards. Just something you had and you could try it out. You didn't think to ask for his permission. And you thought it would be a quick thing, that he wouldn't mind. but she didn't. But what Kaza exactly minded was the fact that you were surprising him so much. He was just flabbergasted, and he didn't know how to react, blushing and stuttering a bit when he wanted to talk to you at first, his eyes wandering back to you every single time he was supposed to do something, and he noticed it. Did that stop you from wearing them? No. It actually encouraged you to wear them more. And eventually, Kaza was just tired of being a flustered, embarrassed mess around you and decided to confront you with the truth, telling you that maybe you should slow it down and be a little bit more gentle on his heart. Which you do, thankfully, because otherwise, this man would not survive. Scaramouche. Scaramouche probably doesn't like wearing anything other than shorts, which is why you're so tempted to try them in front of him in the first place. You have never worn any of his stuff before, so you wanted to see his reaction and fluster him a bit. He was always hard to read, and he was pretty good at concealing his reactions when he was not being all sulky and pouty. So this time, you really just wanted to see him, being himself and not hiding everything he was feeling. And you got him. You got him real good. Because as soon as he saw you, he just looked up, freezing for a moment, and you could see how wide his eyes were as he blushed brightly. But before you knew it, the mask was back on again as he looked down at his paperwork, concealing his blush with whatever he can, and working through the paperwork as fast as he could, trying his absolute best not to pay any attention to you. But he still counted that victory. Even though it was small, it was something, and he did get to see his reaction. So, it was all good. Xiao. Xiao didn't have many shorts, to be honest, but he did have one that he really liked. He had a few, to be honest, but this one was his favorite. And since he was not coming home for a while, he decided to put it on. He kind of liked wearing his stuff when he was not around. It would always be good, to have him around with you in some form until he came back, so you wouldn't be missing him so much. But he never saw you in his shorts before, so when he first walked in on you, dressed in his shorts and his hoodie, reading a book, he was just stunned for a moment, blushing, and he didn't even notice that he was there until he came closer to you, hugging you tightly and burying his face in your neck. And shyly, and ever so quietly, he mumbled, "It looks good on you, Ayan." And was so quiet you almost didn't hear it. But you knew what he was talking about from the way he was blushing so much and burying his face in your neck. He just rubbed his hair a little bit, kissing the top of his head softly and telling him that you would wear it more if you liked, which he agreed to just by nodding shyly a little bit. He was adorable. And even though this was not what most people would want, you totally liked his reaction, and you left flustering him, so you definitely wanted to see more of it.